He could have gone back home, finished what he started in Miami, or follow the trend that he established 16 years ago. This wasn't just a legacy move, it reveals the mentality and heart of LeBron James. For his final decision, he opted to stack the deck one last time. Joining the Philadelphia 76ers is a move that will forever define his legacy. Is it really a coincidence that his first and last decision was to form the most stacked team in the league? This is unquestionably part of his persona. We have never seen a player team up with so much Hall of Fame level talent. It started when he joined Dwayne Wade's team in Miami and formed the first ever super team created through free agency. Then he went back home to Cleveland and another big three was formed quickly after. In his first season with LA, he had no interest in playing with a young and promising core. The trade rumors for Anthony Davis followed immediately afterwards. When the Pelicans sabotaged the deal, he made it painfully clear that he wanted nothing to do with this core. I was in the building in Indianapolis when this happened, and I couldn't believe how obvious he was making it. Once the AD experiment ran its course, here comes Luka Doncic, and now we're here. For those doubting this premise, you may be thinking, what's the problem with trying to be in the best position to win? You can argue that this proves that he has the right mentality and would do anything to win. However, if you saw the full list of his star teammates, you would be absolutely shocked. If we include his new teammates, LeBron James has played with a total of 16 players who have 4 or more All-Star selections for their career. Just for comparison, that's more than what Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and Kobe Bryant have combined. He has played with 14 players who have 2 or more All-NBA selections for their career. Jordan, Magic, and Kobe still don't have enough to pass him. He has played with 4 players who have won the MVP. He's played with 5 additional players who have finished in the top 3 in MVP voting during their careers. 3 players have won the Finals MVP. 6 players have won the scoring title. 4 players who have won the Defensive Player of the Year. And 2 players who have won the assist title. Just for comparison, these are the players who have had 1 or 0 teammates who have won the MVP. There is not a single player considered a top 25 player, let alone the GOAT conversation, who has played with this much star talent and is not even close. This man has an addiction to always surrounding himself with the best teammates. It cannot be a coincidence that ever since the decision, he always finds himself on a completely stacked team. He either handpicks the team in free agency or influences the front office to select certain players. In many cases, these moves are made to the detriment of the team, but under duress, they have to give the impression that they're trying to win to please their overly impatient star. It doesn't matter if the moves lack basketball sense. As long as it looks good on paper, the king is happy. This leads us to an important question. Why does he feel the need to do this? For one, it's his lack of patience. He's in a race and believes he's too far behind. But what is he after? Is it just as many championships as possible, or a specific number? In the 2016 offseason, he revealed his true feelings after winning his 3rd title. He famously said that he's fueled by this ghost he's chasing. The ghost played in Chicago. At that point, he felt that he still had a ways to go before he could safely say that he surpassed him, and time was ticking. The only way he could catch up to Jordan in titles was to surround himself with the best talent. Every team that he steps on, there is an urgency to win as quickly as possible. He does not want to wait to build a winning team organically. If you have to lose all your draft capital and go beyond the salary cap, then so be it. So they acquire all these players and they try to cram the pieces together as quickly as possible. But building chemistry takes time. Learning how to play your new role takes even more time, especially when you're playing with him. If you're a role player and you're an adequate spot-up shooter, the transition is much easier. But if you're a star player and you're used to having the ball in your hands, the transition is going to take much longer. But remember, there is urgency to win now. There is no room for error or patience. With the amount of talent a LeBron-led team has, everyone expects you to win every game. They expect these all-time great players to figure it out. When they inevitably fail, the blame is placed on everyone except one player. It's an experience that very few want to be a part of. This is not how you build a championship winning team. But when you're chasing a ghost, there is no time to do it the right way. Not when you're this far behind. After years of failed experiments, LeBron made one of the most gutsiest claims we've ever heard from an athlete that plays a team sport.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
2 years after saying he was chasing a ghost, he made up his mind and said that he surpassed him. At that point, he still had half of the rings that Jordan possesses, but he felt confident enough to proclaim himself as the GOAT. Maybe he was looking at this from a different angle. He has made it abundantly clear that he hates the counting rings narrative. Maybe he was talking about his talent and everything he could do on the basketball court. Maybe he was talking about all the longevity records that he holds. From a pure statistical standpoint, someone could argue that he is the greatest. Any player who is willing to call themselves the greatest of all time publicly, you have to have tremendous confidence in yourself. But joining the stacked Philadelphia 76ers team says the opposite. As someone who takes his career as a content creator seriously, I don't want to be accused of stealing takes. I hear a lot of different perspectives from different sports analysts and YouTubers to educate myself. But I heard something very interesting from a different place. I was watching a video from a streamer, Los Pollo TV. He is famously known as a big LeBron James fan, and he said something very deep.
All that this tells me is that LeBron is not satisfied with his career. If he really truly was like, yo, like I am the GOAT, like this, why would he need to keep trying to, do you know what I mean?
It makes total sense. Think about all the great players of the past and the way they ended their careers. If Michael Jordan wasn't truly satisfied with his career, would he have decided to play with the Washington Wizards in 2002? We're talking about the same team that won 19 games in 2001 and had the third worst record in the league. We all know how obsessed Kobe Bryant was of winning more titles than Jordan. He didn't want to be like him. He wanted to be better. After seeing Dwight Howard leave and then Steve Nash retire, there was no way the Lakers were going to be series contenders. But he mentioned countless times how satisfied he was with his career. He gave everything he had and was content with what he accomplished. Actions speak louder than words. The fact that he decided to retire as a Laker and not go ring chasing on another team proves that he was telling the truth. If LeBron James truly felt the same way, the Sixers and the Warriors would have never been an option. If he truly believes that he is the greatest of all time, why on earth would he decide to go here? Especially when he was complaining in the previous year about being the third scoring option behind Luka and Austin Reeves. But on this team, at most, he's the fourth scoring option. There will be plenty of nights where he'll be their fifth scoring option. He is reducing himself to a role player. Why would he force himself to play a role that he dislikes so much if he doesn't care about winning more titles? If he's already the GOAT, this move makes no sense. But deep down, he believes that he's still running in this imaginary race. At this point in his career, there's no way he could win the title as the team's first or second scoring option. This gives him the best odds, and that's why he decided to make this move. I honestly believe that this is the reason, but there's no way to know for certain. There is a possibility that we're completely wrong about this, that it isn't that deep, bro. What if the reason that he chose Philadelphia over his hometown and the beaches in Miami is because of something totally different? What if he genuinely loves forming and playing in super teams? That he sincerely just wants to play with the best talent and he wants to be in the best situation to win? If that's the case, then this presents a whole other set of problems. Just to clarify, we're not penalizing anyone for the right to choose where they want to play. If Michael Jordan wanted to join the Detroit Pistons after losing 3 straight times to them, that's his right. If Larry Bird wanted to join the Lakers in 1988 after seeing his teammates get worse due to age and injuries, Godspeed, brother. No one was preventing them from doing this. But how would the fans and their contemporaries view them? The reputation would have been a lot different than it is now. The reality is that they had a certain level of pride. Although winning a title is always the objective, they understood that taking shortcuts to get there is the equivalent of cheating the game. They would rather lose than be accused of that. LeBron represents a generation of players that don't get this. This explains perfectly why a certain demographic of fans will never view LeBron as a GOAT. It doesn't matter how many records he will ultimately have. It doesn't matter if he wins the next 2 titles and retires with the same number of championships as Michael Jordan. He will never win us over for one simple reason. It's all about how you win your titles. Winning 4 championships is a great achievement, But when you've had that much help and you've managed to win only 4 titles in 23 seasons, it makes a lot of people wonder why you couldn't win more. You can never, ever say it's because of a lack of help. For his last 2 seasons of his career, he has put this unnecessary pressure on himself and the team. Whether you like it or not, he will be judged if he wins or loses. With a team like that, how could you not expect that? It's how his career has been since the original decision. How poetic that he wants to end his career, not where the journey started, and not where he learned to win, but in this moment, where he decided to stack the deck and create a super team that will always be a part of his complicated legacy. But what about you all? Why do you think he decided to join the Sixers? How do you view the amount of talent that he's played with? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.